Hi there. I just want to let you all know that I screwed up. I made a video the other day of making scalloped potatoes using those baked potatoes that I had left over that you might remember from the chicken croquettes. So I had those. I had some leftover spaghetti squash. I laid them all up in a pan, made scalloped potatoes out of them, baked them in the oven, and guess what? Because I used cooked potatoes and I added in the spaghetti squash that exuded more liquid, the potatoes never absorbed the liquid. So I got left with this kind of soggy mess of potatoes and sauce and stuff. So I put them all in a big bowl, pureed them up with my my immersion blender, and decided to make soup. So what I made was a potato and ham and corn soup, and it came out really delicious. So that's what we're gonna do with my epic fail. We're going to start our soup with some diced celery and some diced onion. And there are already some in the scalloped potatoes, some onion. Anyway, I was going to use bacon, but I decided that I would use the ham hocks that were still in my freezer. These are actually neck bones from some pea soup I made recently. I also had some fresh corn on the cob in my freezer, so I pulled that out and cut it off the cob. And then I took my pureed scalloped potato fail, or you could use leftover mashed potatoes or even store-bought mashed potatoes if you want to do that. I didn't want to add too much more fat, so I did a little bit of olive oil, and then we're going to make some chicken stock out of our better than bouillon. Turn on your Instant Pot to the saute setting, a little bit of olive oil, throw in your onions and your celery. We're going to season that with a little salt, pepper, and cumin, and stir it up. Then we're going to pop in our ham hocks. Down here you can get all kinds of ham, everything. It's crazy. And we're going to put about 2 cups of chicken broth in there. Yes, that's a big frozen block of chicken broth that I had in my freezer. But we're going to cook that on the soup setting for 1 hour, and that'll melt in no time and incorporate very nicely. We're going to let the steam release for a while before we open the lid, and that's what we look like. We're going to take the ham out, and after it's cooled a little bit, we're going to pull the meat off of the bones and make sure that you're boneless. Then we're going to add our mashed potato puree, or store-bought mashed potatoes, or leftover mashed potatoes, or whatever kind of potatoes you're using. Just use a regular whisk to blend it together. And look, it's looking kind of nice and creamy there. We're going to add the ham meat in, and we're going to stir it up. And this is what it looks like. And it says yummy, and guess what? It tastes yummy too. So out of an epic fail, we made an epic soup.